Hi again then guys, and welcome to another straight line build, in particular for Forza Horizon 3, and this is actually a car that we have technically done a tune setup before, the Toyota Supra, but in particular this is for the Horizon Edition. Now personally I don't use the Horizon Edition cars, but I know a lot of you guys really love them, for obvious reasons. They are advantageous in different ways, drift boosts, money boosts, skill boosts, all that kind of thing, but this particular Horizon Edition car is very notable. Not because of any boost that it gives you, but more importantly, because of the power which it has. Because unlike the normal Supra, this version of the Supra, for whatever reason, is allowed to have the 1500 horsepower Lamborghini Aventador engine conversion. That means roughly 500 horsepower more than the normal Supra. That's pretty cool. Now of course I would recommend that engine, goes without saying. I would also recommend all-wheel drive, unless of course you don't want it. The twin turbo, fairly obviously. As far as the visuals and the rest, you know the drill, fit whatever you want, increase the power, lower the weight, etc, etc. Now incidentally, if you would like this tune, if you like the way it looks for instance, and you just want it straight on your Supra, you can, as with all of my tunes, find it on my storefront on Horizon 3. Just use the keywords down in the video description to check that out. But, as you can see, the numbers, in particular the top speed, are even better than the normal Supra. The normal Supra, if I remember correctly, did around 263, flat out. This does 274. That's a pretty big margin of increase. Now, 500 horsepower more, you might expect more speed than that, but that's still enough to make it one of the quickest cars in the game. Now, acceleration doesn't change that much. The normal Supra still gets off the line extremely quickly, but overall this car has the higher class level, it's got significantly more power and torque, and of course, most importantly, that even better top speed. Now as far as the gearbox, I would recommend a final drive of 3, then individual gears, which are fairly simple to what we'd often do: 2.9, 2, 1.5, 1.17, 0.94 and 0.77. Then for the anti-roll, you know the drill: neutral, camber and tow, unless you specifically want it otherwise, 1 degree of caster to keep the handling nice and loose and tail happy, anti-roll on 32 and 21, springs on 167, 182 and the lowest ride height, dampers on 14 and 6 respectively. Aero doesn't apply of course, and for the diff I would personally recommend 100% on acceleration, 0 on deceleration, and for this particular car a 74% split, because when you change it up to 75, as you can see the numbers make a slight drop. So unless you specifically want to change it up, that's the peak area, the sweet spot if you will, that I would recommend having it at. You have a nice mix of launch off the line and also the grip that all-wheel drive gives you, but at the same time having enough power going to the back so that it still feels more tail happy and that you can drift it more. So overall, if you do decide to use either this tune or the tune for my other Supra, the non-V12 Supra, then either way I hope you find it fun and of course competitive. So if you'd like to keep up with other builds like this, you can of course hit subscribe down below to see those as soon as they're released in every weekday, or you can check out the playlist at the end of this video for more. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.